What's up and welcome to My Point of View. I am your fat and opinionated host, and yesterday, Bryan Kohberger's legal defense team received hundreds of documents from prosecutors. I'm told almost 1,000 pages, tons of images, tons of stuff, but because of a gag order, we're not going to know the details of what they turned over. We're not going to know what's in these documents for a while, if ever. More than likely we'll find out during the trial, but what this does indicate to me is that there's a lot of information here being exchanged that we don't know about yet. Meaning there's tons of evidence, there's details here that aren't being shared to the public yet, which should make you happy in a way. Of course, you want to know what's going on. We all want to know what's going on. But at the very least, just knowing that they have more than what we know should make you feel somewhat happy, because that means they have a solid case against Bryan Kohberger. And one thing that I want everyone to keep in mind is that this investigation into Bryan Kohberger is not really over. I mean, they made the arrest, but when they made the arrest, they put it out there in the public that oh, we still want information. Anyone with any information on Bryan Kohberger, contact us. So they're still gathering info. They're still gathering evidence. It's not necessarily over. Sometimes when you get to this point in the case, they've already gathered everything, but it appears to me that they still want more. They're still open to more. Who knows what type of tips they may have received or what have you. But let's dive into this article, then I'll be right back with more thoughts. Prosecutors turned over hundreds of files to Bryan Kohberger's defense team this week, court records show. The discovery disclosures include nearly 1,000 pages of documents, almost twice as many images, and a video. The evidence has not yet been made public, and the court has issued a gag order on the case, barring attorneys from both sides, investigators, and lawyers for witnesses, victims, and their families from discussing the case. So the big question is, what is in these documents? Is it just a rundown, a more of an extended version of what we already know they found in Bryan Kohberger's apartment and about the phone pings and things of that nature? Or is there more to it? Now, another detail that a lot of people seem to have forgotten. We know what they found in Bryan Kohberger's apartment, right? That search warrant was unsealed. We got to see everything they collected. Or we got to hear or find out what they collected in his home. Hairs, possible blood stains. What we don't know yet is what was found in Bryan's car. So for everyone who thinks that, oh, what they found in Bryan's apartment, that's not solid enough evidence to find Bryan guilty, keep in mind, we don't know what they found in Bryan Kohberger's car yet. They have not released that information. They very well could have found something in Bryan's car. Also keep in mind, we do not know what they found in Bryan Kohberger's parents' home. They have not released that information yet. There very well could be more evidence that they found at that house. Also, we know that Bryan Kohberger was throwing the trash out and the neighbors' garbage and things like that. So who knows what they could have found at Bryan Kohberger's parents' house. So even though we know what they found at his apartment, those are two little locations, a car in his parents' house, where we don't know what evidence they collected there, if any. Maybe it was nothing. Also, we know that they took Bryan Kohberger's computer and stuff out of his apartment. What could they have found there? Could there be something in this computer? Could there be something written in the papers that they took from his apartment? There are details here that we do not know about yet. So I think everyone has been kind of overreacting for the past couple of weeks as if, oh, you know, Bryan Kohberger may get off. They don't have this. They don't have that. I think everyone should be patient because we simply, and honestly, we do not know the full extent of their knowledge. We do not know the full extent of the evidence that they have collected. And if anything, what we do know is that there's a lot of information that we don't know. So the safest bet is, in my opinion, to give them the benefit of the doubt. Because to me, what they found in Bryan Kohberger's apartment, if these hairs match up with some of the victims or their pets, I think that's a home run. But then you have to take it further, you know, because they could have found something in the car, which the car is probably the hot spot, you know. The car is, he had to immediately get in the car to flee the scene. So that would be the easiest place for him to mess up and maybe have some blood or hair or DNA or something in that car. But he had plenty of time to clean out the car. In fact, investigators watched him clean out the car while they were surveilling him for days on end before they decided to make the arrest. So I just want everyone to rest assured that they have more on Kohberger than what you know about, more than what I know about, and maybe even more than what his defense team knows about. And at the time of this recording, as far as I know, they haven't said that they have stopped collecting evidence or they have stopped taking phone calls for information about Kohberger. So there's more stuff that they can still obtain. So let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and remember to always remain opinionated.